What is up, Chef Nate fam? I'm back again with another one. Gonna carry on talking about some takeaways this week, and today I'm gonna show you how to make a dope kebab. Let's get it popping. Right guys, first things first, I wanna get my chicken marinated and then I wanna get it in the oven. So, little ingredients rundown. We've got 800 grams of deboned, skinless chicken thighs. You can buy them in any supermarket already prepped for you like that, or you can do them yourself depending on what you want to do. I've also got 5 tablespoons of low-fat Greek yogurt. I've got 10 grams of coriander. I've got 1 red chili. I've got some garlic cloves, 3 or 4 depending on how big they are. You're going to need 1 large white onion, 1 big one. I've got half a red onion. I've got 1 lemon. I've also got 20 mils of lemon juice. I've got half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of curry powder, and 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin. So that's everything we're gonna need. I'm gonna build our marinade in the chicken, and then we'll get it marinated for about an hour in the fridge, and then we'll bang it in the oven. So first up, I'm gonna get my yogurt straight in there. Let's go in with my salt, lemon juice, curry powder, pepper, smoked paprika to get that nice little smoky flavor in there, and then cumin, don't forget, that's an important one. So those are our spices. So let's get a red chili here. I'm just gonna chop this up. I'm gonna keep mine quite spicy, so I'm not gonna take the seeds out. If you want it less spicy, just take the seeds out. All right, coriander's in there. And finally, just our red onion. Just gonna get a dice on that. And that's the ingredients, guys. This is just a healthier way of ordering a kebab. I mean, who doesn't like a kebab? Especially after a night out. You can leave this in the fridge, come home and have it rather than going to get a greasy kebab from a kebab shop, or just when you're just chilling at home. It's just a nice way to know how to make your own kebab. I love a kebab personally. So this is a great healthy way to be able to have a kebab anytime you want, not have to go out and buy one from the kebab shop. You know exactly what's in there as well, which is important. All right, we're gonna get our hands in there, mix this up, guys. Cool, so that's all mixed up, guys. It's looking good. I'm gonna get this in the fridge now for about an hour, 2 hours. You can leave it overnight, you can marinate it as long as you want, really. But yeah, anything 2 hours to 24 hours is perfect. I'm gonna pop mine into the fridge now for a couple of hours, and then I'll come back and show you how we're gonna get it in the oven. Right guys, this is the fun part. This is where we get to build our kebab, and what we're trying to do is we're gonna emulate the kebabs that you see in the kebab shop. So we're gonna get our skewer, which I have here. I'm gonna get a nice big onion, just like this, and we're gonna go straight down the middle, like this. And this is gonna be our platform. So you want it to sit nice and flat like that. And then gonna just snip the top off, and then we can peel it. Right, next I've got my skewer. I'm just gonna go straight through the middle with the pointed side going up through my onion. Just make sure that sits nice and flat, just like that, simple as that, guys. And I'm sure you can see what's coming next. What we're gonna do is get our marinated chicken, and we're just gonna layer it. And we're gonna go opposite directions, just to create lots of different layers. And there's so many different things you can do with this, guys. If you wanted to, you can layer onion in between each one. You could layer even things like pineapple in between each layer. You can get as crazy as you want with it. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple for you guys, but you can let your imagination run wild with this one. So you're gonna keep building, try and keep it centered so that it's not gonna fall over in your oven. And just a top tip for you guys, I've got a double oven there, but I'm using my tallest oven, the highest part of my oven, because obviously the skewer has to fit in there. And I've taken all the trays out and apart from the bottom tray, so I'm just gonna be able to put it right in the bottom of the oven so that it fits in there. If worse came to worse, you could always trim your skewer down if it doesn't fit into your oven. Okay, with this extra marinade, I just wanna put that on top and just rinse my hands. And all I want to do next is cut my lemon in half, finish it off, I'll put in a lemon, just like that. Look at that, guys, how dope was that? Your own little kebab spit ready to go straight into the oven. And I've got my oven preheated to about 190 degrees Celsius. And I'm gonna put it in there. It should take about 45 minutes to an hour, maybe even up to an hour and 10 minutes, just depending on how much chicken you use, how thick the chicken is. So the best thing you can do is get yourself one of these, which is just a thermometer that you can get from online. Most shops will have them as well, that you can pop in there and keep checking the temperature. You want to make sure the inside temperature hits 75 degrees Celsius or above, and then you know your chicken's good to go. So I'm gonna get this in the oven now and we'll carry on. Right guys, I'm gonna show you something that is so cool, so simple. We're basically gonna make our own naan bread. Why go to the shop and waste money buying naan breads when you got all the ingredients at home to make your own, and they're healthier. It's two main ingredients that are really simple. I've got 100 grams of self-raising flour. Obviously, depending on how many people you want to cook for, increase it. I think 100 grams should make one decent sized naan bread for one person. And then I've got some low-fat Greek yogurt, the same yogurt we use to marinate our chicken. So basically all we're gonna do is combine this to make a dough. I'm guessing it's gonna take 2 to 3 tablespoons. So I'm gonna start with 3 tablespoons of yogurt, and then get my spoon in there and just start bringing it together to form a dough. And it really is that simple. Right guys, this has pretty much come together now, so I'm gonna dump it out on my board and start to work it a little bit, start to knead it a little bit. Alright, so that's it. That's the basic ingredient, simple ball of dough. You can add anything you want to it. You can add coriander, you can add different sort of chilies and spices if you want a flavored naan bread. Only thing I'm gonna do now is sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper when I roll it out on it, and I'm gonna keep mine nice and simple. Right guys, all I'm gonna do is flour my surface up a little bit and sort of start to work this out into a bit of a circle. Make sure it's coated in flour so it doesn't stick. I've got a rolling pin here, you can even use that to roll it out. Keep flouring to make sure that it doesn't stick. And the good thing about this, guys, it's rustic. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, it doesn't have to be ultra sexy. This is rustic cooking, it's cool, it's fun, it's something that you can do at home. And like I said, nothing has to be perfect. It hasn't got to be a perfect circle. I just want to make sure that it's even so it cooks evenly. And it's as simple as that. I've got my pan heating up here on a medium-high heat. I've got some oil to the left of me that I'm going to pop in that pan in just a second. And as soon as you're happy with your naan bread being rolled out, you can get oil straight in there. Swirl it around the pan. And then get our naan bread straight in, flatten it out, and it really is as simple as that. Alright guys, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on top. You could actually put this straight into the flour at the beginning, I just forgot, I'm not going to lie. So hit it with a little bit of black pepper too. And give it a little shake to make sure it's not sticking. Keep looking at it, lifting it up. Obviously, all we want to do is just like any normal naan bread is create a little bit of a crust, a little bit of color on there, and then we'll flip it over, do the same again on the other side. It should take no more than 3 minutes on each side, and then you'll have a nice fresh naan bread that you've made yourself. All right guys, I'm ready to flip. So let's get this naan bread nice and loose. Look at that guys, nice and brown, golden. I know it's going to go great with this chicken. It's going to stay super, super fresh, super flavorful, and just so much better than any basic generic store-bought naan bread that you've gone and bought. All right guys, that's it. Give it a little shake to make sure it's not sticking, and then we can go straight out on our board. We turn this off, and that's it guys. Fresh homemade naan bread. Put that to the side, ready for our chicken to be cooked, and we'll get on to the rest of our prepping our veggies and salads and stuff to go inside. I'm also going to show you a dope sauce that we're going to put on top of our kebab when it's done. Right guys, I'm about to show you this yogurt dressing, sauce, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to put on top of the kebab once it's finished. There's a few ingredients that goes into it, so I'll show you those now. I'm going to use, I've got about 5 tablespoons of the yellow Fat Greek Yoghurt that we used before. So I'm only going to use about half a red chili. This is the tip of it, maybe a third of it. I don't want this to be too spicy because obviously the chicken's already going to be a bit spicy. Alright, so the chili's going in. Next up, I've got a cucumber here. What we want to do with our cucumber is basically want to get rid of the seeds because I don't want that to turn the sauce really watery. So what I like to do is just go straight down the outside. There, 4 different cuts, there, and then you're left with the core, basically, the seeds, the watery part, and then I just want the outside, which isn't going to be watery. And this is going to act as a nice cooling agent, just a different kind of sauce, almost a bit like a tzatziki, but my style, basically. So this is going to go great with the kebab, great with the flavors that we've already got in there, and it's using up all the ingredients that we've got. That with the chicken, with the naan bread, with the sauce, I've used one 500ml tub of yogurt. So rather than having half a tub of yogurt that could possibly go to waste, use all the right ingredients, save money that way, you know. Okay, so that's in there. Next up, I just want to squeeze the juice of half a lemon in there, catch any seeds. That's good, no seeds are in there. And then I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just going in there. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of the cumin that we used earlier, and then just a nice freshly cracked black pepper in there. And then I'm just gonna grab a little spoon, and we'll just give that a little stir. And it's gonna complement our chicken, our naan bread, and our salad really well. There we go, give it a little taste for seasoning. That's perfect. Put that to the side and we'll start prepping our veggies. Right guys, we're gonna start prepping our veggies. Let's start with red cabbage. It's one of my favorite things from the kebab shop. I always ask for extra red cabbage. And there's a certain way that they do it that just makes it taste great. I'm gonna show you how. So we're just gonna do a nice slice, just thin ribbon strips of cabbage. Just like so. Put that into a mixing bowl. I'm going to take my lemon. Squeeze of half a lemon on there. And the acid in that lemon is almost going to start to cook the cabbage. And I know, almost like a ceviche, or just the way that any acid would cook food, the fish, or anything like that. As you put it on there, it's going to start breaking it down. That's what that lemon's going to do. I'm going to crack some black pepper. I've got a little bit of salt down here. Put a little bit of salt in there. And it's as simple as that, guys. The only other thing that I am going to add is a little bit of white sugar. So I've got my white sugar here, and just going with a little teaspoon of that to balance out that acidity from our lemon. Again, one last mix. And then we want to try and let this sit for the rest of the duration of our cooking. So maybe another 20-25 minutes, and let that start to break that cabbage down, soften it up a little bit, and that'll taste great. Again, taste it for seasoning. Yep, it's good. So, good to go. We're gonna carry on straight away into our other veggies, get these prepped, and we're on the last step, guys. So, what I'm gonna do is split this cucumber in half. I'm keeping it pretty simple, just the normal vegetables that you would see in a kebab shop, normal salad that you would get. So, they'll always give you some cucumber. We're always gonna give you a nice few slices of tomato. Like so. You'll always get some nice lettuce. I like to use this little gem lettuce, and then if you want, you can always add, where have I got one? A red onion. Yeah, so I've got my red onion here. I'm gonna add that as well. So there we have it, guys. Got my lettuce, got my tomato, I've got my cucumber, and I've got my onion, I've got my cabbage. I've got my dressing that I made earlier, so that's everything that we need to go on top of our naan bread and our chicken, ready to go. So as soon as the chicken's ready, I'll show you how we're gonna build this beautiful kebab. All right guys, here we have it. It's done, it's cooked, and it's looking amazing, if you don't probably say so myself. Got those nice crispy little black bits where the chicken's caramelized, and then you've got the nice juicy center. What I'm gonna start doing is just start shaving it as you would see in the kebab shop. So it's gonna go down, twist, go down, twist. And that just looks great, doesn't it? Right guys, so we've got our chicken here. It's looking great. All those flavors that we put on there, the coriander, the cumin, the chilies. You can see all those are working great. And it's gonna taste amazing with our homemade naan bread and homemade sauce, guys. We made all this from scratch. Think about that. You haven't got to pop into a kebab shop and buy a random kebab. This is completely made by you at home from scratch, and I guarantee it's gonna taste so much fresher and so much better. We all know that, guys. Come on, look at this. Let's go and get our little bit of lettuce on there. Just a touch, like that. And I'm gonna go in with our marinated cabbage, which you can see starts with the juices start flowing out of there. That's looking great. From that lemon juice and the salt that's just pulled some of that liquid moisture out of there and softened that cabbage up for us. Nice bit of cabbage. And I'm gonna go with my cucumbers, just like that. And the opposite way, let's go with our tomatoes. Top it off. And the colors, guys, look at the colors from all the different vegetables. The nice crispiness of that naan bread that we've got down there. How rustic and fresh that looks. And our beautiful sauce that we made. Literally just gonna drizzle that all over. Just to add even another dimension of flavor. And to keep it nice and moist. And then I'm gonna finish that with a nice lemon. And then just to top it off, just a few leaves of coriander. There we go. And there you have it, guys. My homemade chicken doner from your very own spit that you made yourself. Homemade naan bread, homemade yogurt tzatziki. Can't get any better than that. Enjoy. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It's a taste test time. I'll get my lemon, give that one little final squeeze. Let's see if I can attempt to attack this in one bite. I'm so looking forward to this. Ready? Oh my God! Banging. Thanks for watching again this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you definitely go home and try it yourself because it was amazing. I couldn't even speak and tell you how good it was before. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to get the channel popping. Appreciate you guys, love you guys. I'm out. Peace.